Here we go. Good gracious, after I said everybody's name, too. And I was talking away. Is that better? I added a new background screen. I don't know if y'all can tell. You can see the boxes are a little smaller, but you can see some little design around the background. I don't know. And that background. And my son will. We had no audio just because I'm not supposed to be doing the IT support. He is. Anyway, all right. All better. Good. And I had went through and said everybody's name. So, hey, Chloe, I was talking about you being a claims consultant, and you probably know more than I do. And I said hello to Emily, Michelle, Gupta, Deep, Go-Kart, Veronica, Melissa, Jay. I forgot you earlier. I didn't say you. Yes. I said you, Aaron, Casey, Rosh, Miggy, good to see you. Charisse, I talked about somebody was having their exam and their nerves were really bad. And I told them that was to be expected. It's normal. Just do your best to think about, what will be, let it go. Laureen, have y'all seen the, oh man, I forgot which one of those brothers it is, but there is something on Disney Plus about trying to live longer, but it's one of those actors. He plays Thor, whatever his name is. But he talks about reducing stress, fasting. He goes through all these steps that have been proven to make you live longer and how to deal with stress and stuff. So it was a really cool, interesting documentary. I don't like watching the really popular, actor things because I think it's all fake. But his little journey was kind of cool. James was watching it the other day after I put it on. And it really is. The stress that you feel is created in your mind. If you learn how to let it go and self-talk yourself out of the stress, you can physically remove the stress from you. Like your blood pressure will reduce, your pulse rate will reduce just by self-talking to yourself. I don't know, that sounds funny, but you got to go watch that documentary. It's on Disney Plus. It's pretty cool. And it is kind of true because, doing traumas or calls in the hospital and things that I've done, I can get stressed out over where's my ink pen? And I can make my blood pressure go sky high because I can't find my ink pen. And this is my ink pen, and some doctor's done stole it somewhere, and I want my ink pen back. But when there's babies crashing or a labor and delivery's going bad, I can hyper focus and lower my stress and blood pressure and be super calm when most of the time I'm, really hyper or scatterbrained. So, but it all comes from practice. I have to practice that. The first time something went wrong in a delivery, of course I wasn't like that. But it just takes practice and self-talk and muscle memorization and stuff. So it's kind of neat. Walk of Faith. How's it going? Hey, Gupta. Hey, Mermaid. Miss Mermaid, I owe you a $5 gift card from Starbucks for the answering my question that I had Wednesday, and I think you were the only one that answered it, and you answered it correct. So I do have a Starbucks card for you. I will message you the barcode number that you can add into your Starbucks app or give to the checkout clerk lady. And I'll do that on Discord. So I'll message you there. Hey, Jackie. How's it going? Hey, Emily. Hey, Rain. Melissa. Got 2 Melissas in here. Hey, Elisa. Hey, Victoria. Hey, Jeanette. All right. Good luck, Kelly. Yes, yes, yes. What's going on TikTok? Thank you, Media Aurora. Oh, there's my sweetie. If y'all haven't followed Media Aurora, she's super sweet. I have missed her the last couple of days. I have been so busy. I did not even go to sleep from Wednesday to Thursday until Thursday night. It was crazy. I worked 24 hours. Straight. It was really fun and cool. It wasn't stressing me out, but hey. Cats are fighting behind me. But I've been so busy. I've missed her lives the last 2 days. I usually watch her. She reads Stephen King novels, which is really cool in the afternoons. It's around 2 o'clock my time in Arizona. But I love watching her, or at least listening to her, while I'm prepping for my lives so I can teach you guys the medical coding. And I turn her on because she's reading scary stuff. Stephen King is really cool. He's a fascinating guy. One of my nurses I hired a long time ago.
Paris B has become a member.
Hey, Paris. Thank you so much for subscribing to YouTube channel. But Stephen King moved next door. Well, no, she moved next door to Stephen King when she moved up north around New York, somewhere, New Hampshire area. And it was really cool because every time he comes down to the mailbox, check his mailbox, he's always got 2 books in his hands. And he has to put one in his armpit when he walks up and get the mail out of the mailbox. And then he'll put the mail under his armpits or in his back pocket, and then he'll break out both books, one in each hand, and he's sitting there reading but he's walking up and down his driveway reading 2 books at a time. She reports that he's quite fascinating, kind of interesting dude. But anyway, if y'all have not followed her, she's on my TikTok live right now. She's pretty cool. She could use some more support there. Angela, Victoria. Good to see you guys. You take your test tomorrow, Angela? Oh, best of luck. Best of luck. Number 1 thing is don't read the questions. You know that. We're going to go straight to the answers first. We are going to look up the differences between each one of those answers first. Look for your 1-word differences. At least grab 2 codes at a time. Go look up those 2 differences. Then check your question and see if you can match a word match between those 2 codes. And if you don't match anything, go look up the other 2 codes and then match those. That's the easiest way, especially to do it for the online exam, because you don't have any pieces of paper to write stuff down on. And you have to keep things in your head straight. But on the online exam, the great thing is you get to write down your differences. You can write on your exam booklet all you want and circle and write out things. So that's pretty cool. I love doing it in person too, but I did mine online when I went to pass. So it was just practicing and being able to hold information in your head without writing anything. Best of luck tomorrow. Just don't look for anything in the question that isn't something that's in a CPT code. There's no reason to figure out who they are, where, why they're there, how long they've had these symptoms. None of that stuff is going to help you. That's just going to slow you down as you read it. Plus, all their words are going to be spinning in your head when you go to the next question. And the more you read out of those practice questions, the more it's going to be spinning in your head. Brain fatigue will set in. So try to read as few words as possible. Yeah. Many people do, Madison. I chose my first exam that I took because I knew I purchased two attempts to take it in person just so I could audit the exam. I wanted the booklet to write on. I wanted to be able to write in my CPT book, HIT picks, and ICD-10 book, what codes did they pick so that I could go back and audit. Okay, they picked these codes out of this CPT section. Why out of Integumentary did they pick these codes to quiz me on? What's different about those codes versus all the other codes in the book? And that's how I came up with the plan of how to pass the exam. So, oh, Miss Bell, thank you so much for saying that. You're awesome too. I wanted to remind you guys to, let's go here, to AAPC's website. It is the 17th of March, so it is time, since it's the middle of the month, to go back to the AAPC monthly magazine that they have, and it's time to make sure you've done the 2022 monthly magazine quiz for March of 2022, because we're about to lose those questions and the rationale from that magazine article forever, and we will never be able to see those again. So to find that, you're going to go to training and events. You're going to have a membership and a log on for AAPC to find these. You're going to go to CEU search here. Hopefully my internet's working fast. I only have one child here right now on the internet. You're going to go to the low cost AAPC CEU box. You're going to go to Test Yourself and click on this link that says Healthcare Business Monthly. You're going to click on the 2022 year right here. You're going to scroll down to the March right here, and you're going to click on this Test Yourself. I guarantee you probably Monday this test is going to expire and we'll never be able to see it again. So go on, and if you haven't done this test, even if you haven't done your AAPC CPC yet, go on and take this test. The rest of them, please save them, because when you do pass, you're going to need that CEU, and you can only do these during your CEU time. You can't do them in advance. If you've already done all your CEUs, it isn't going to do you any good to do these extra, because they won't go over to the next year. They automatically apply to current year. Don't do them in advance. But this particular exam is going to go away. Here's all the answers to it. I mean, you get unlimited tries, so there's no big deal if you don't get these right. But you get to take this test over and over again. Once you do finish the test and get it all answered correctly, you can go in, which is a pain, but you have to go in and see the rationale individually per question. They don't give you the rationale. But once you do get this answered, what you can do is start up at the top right here with the Q, highlight it all the way down. Then you're going to hit Control and P. Then you're going to go here to more settings, and you're going to take away the place, and you're going to hit selection only. Then you get a really nice PDF version of this that you can save to your desktop, wherever you like to save things. Let me name it something different. March 2022. And then hit save. And then if you ever want to see it, it comes up as a really nice PDF with all the answers still marked. Let me see, find that real quick. Documents. There it is. I don't know if my YouTubers will be able to see this. Let me see. Where am I at? Right here. And let me hit PDF view, properties. There it is. If that works. Some of this background on my YouTube is just not working right. My son is going to kill me for changing this background because I've messed up something. So sorry, YouTubers won't see this. But this is just a copy of the exam questions again in PDF form and how it looks on your computer when you do that. But anyway, just saving the practice exam questions and the answers. Now, of course, because this is 2022, if there are any E&M questions in this practice exam, they may not be 100% correct, but I don't think there are any here for E&M in this particular one. Other than that, all the other stuff should be the same. Maybe a hernia question might be bad, but this HipPix is good. These questions can cover CPMA, COC, CPC, CIC. They can be from any certificate, but here's one for an E&M one right here. And this one is still valid, so you don't have to worry about that one. That one's a hard one too. You will want to grab that rationale because just knowing the answer for this one does not make this one any clearer, and it took me a long time to even figure it out, even with the rationale. That's a good E&M one. IUD should be the same. Some anatomy ones. Quality performance is going to be CRC or CPMA, but they're good questions. Like I said, don't do these ahead of time. Wait till you get your CPC, but this particular month and year is going to delete and we will not be able to see it again, so you might as well do it because we're going to lose it anyway. Yay! Thank you, Dawn, for being a subscriber to the YouTube channel. That is super handy dandy. You're going to get access to all my old book prep videos, so you know how I book prep the CPT book or ICD-10 or HipPix, and access to all the workshops. Speaking of workshops, we have one this Sunday. We're going to be doing 75 questions in Integumentary, musculoskeletal, and E&M. There won't be any talk like these free lives that I do, free classes, because y'all are paying for it, of course. But it's just $12, and you get the repeat live for the next 90 days. And it's 75 questions, one right after another, of all those integumentary issues, musculoskeletal, and E&M, current E&M stuff. So we'll probably do a couple of ICD-10 and HipPix that are related to the integumentary and musculoskeletal, or a guideline question or two in those areas. Most of it will be CPT, but that is included too. So hopefully this will be super helpful for you guys. When you do purchase, you just go to my website, and then you just got to click on the 19th, and then you got to click on the time, and then it'll let you book. The link that you get with the email when you do purchase is the same link for the replay, so no need in waiting for another email later on. It's all going to be the same link. And if you can't stay the whole 3 hours, no worries. You can watch the replay for 90 days. After 90 days, they go to YouTube so that the YouTube subscribers have access to all of that. Let's see. I do have YouTube up. Oh, uh-oh. Now we got lag. There we go. There's the YouTube channel. If you guys, let me see, my web browser is not going there for some reason. Oh yeah, it's on a different page. But the YouTube subscribers get access to all the CPT book prep and all the ICD-10 book prep videos. Of course, all the workshops. Playlist is right there. The advanced duck classes, they get access to those after 30 days. all the workshops. How many do I have now in there in the workshops? Still 16 videos. I think it's almost time to put in my December. No, that one was free. So January's workshop will be the next one that goes in here. So we still have a couple of more weeks till that, but then the January workshop will go in there for that. But all these workshops are great because there's just back-to-back questions. You can pause the video. Like if you want to do the cardiology workshop, pause the video and then do the workshop question yourself and then go back and hit play after you figured out what the question answer is. And that's super helpful practice for sure. Let's go to our Word document. I don't know why my chat is not showing up. Such a pain, but that's okay. Hey, Rhode Island. Hey, Caddy. Yes, you can still sign up for the workshop up until a minute before it starts. After that, you'll have to wait for me to post an external link for you to purchase it afterwards. And that probably will happen like on Monday or something. But you can purchase the workshop up until a minute till it starts. So you're good to go. Hey, Slim Baby. Hey, Twinkle. How's it going? I have a question about 36475. Ooh, and I am taking pictures now of the Integumentary 2023 notes and am ready to post it up in the shop. I just haven't finished all the pictures yet. Because I hand wrote those notes, I'm making sure that they're super clear so I don't get people yelling at me, I can't read your handwriting. So I'm trying. 36475. What's going on? Can you please explain what inclusive of all imaging guidance means? Sure. That means it does not matter if we did an ultrasound, if we did stereotactic, if we did fluoroscope, if we did MRI, it doesn't matter. Any kind of 7000 code is already included in that CPT code. So do not add any 7000s to that. This one is actually stereo frequency because it's got radio frequency in it, but also if they do use any ultrasound or anything else extra to do that ablation, it's all included. So no worries there. Super helpful to know that. Anytime it says all imaging guidance is included, I underline that in blue and put a little tiny blue star there. That way I know not to add any 7000 codes to that particular CPT code. Hopefully that is helpful. Hey, Twinkle. I meant to check too, and I haven't yet, to make sure the PayPal money has hit from our TikTok subscribers. I still have 20 of you guys, so I get $2 a month from them, and they usually deposit on the 15th. Let's see if they did so. Do I see anything yet? Oh yeah, that's the... I'm a-looking. 13th. I bought 2 more things from Etsy. Oh, the cups, guys. I got to tell y'all an update about the cups. Yeah, it hasn't hit yet, but it probably will Monday. Y'all, the cups. Oh, my God. I'll try not to spend too much time on this. Okay. The cups did arrive. She did answer me, but they did arrive. Of course, it's not what I'm expecting. This was supposed to say medical coding by Jen, but that's okay. It's okay that it says medical coding tips. That's the example that I sent to her that I thought was cool, but I figured we could boo medical coding by Jen around it, but that's okay. And she was supposed to do the new little logo right underneath here, but that's okay. I got another Etsy person to give me that little bitty, I wish my YouTube people could see this, but y'all can't see this. Y'all can't see this right now. My little logo from that I've been replacing my face with the two things. I ordered some stickers and I can put those on here. This won't be able to be like dishwasher because this is all just stickers. It's not like something you could wash. Technically, it's only for cold brews. She individually stuck each letter onto these cups, so there's like a river of letters going. Not what I was expecting. I figured she'd do one sticker, for all of that or whatever. But, oh God. And then we've got some misspellings, too. I might say the word sentence like that, but that's not how I spelt it on the diagram, of course, that I sent her. Yeah, we didn't spell sentence like that at all. And that's the logo that was supposed to go there. But yeah. Anyway. So I figured out if I got rid of the word peppermint and took that E and put it here, we could spell sentence right. But every word is a different font size. So it makes the sentence look really funny. Yeah. So anyway. For $683, I don't know. Maybe I should have ordered one sample before I paid for all of them. I don't know. But anyway, this is your E&M side, which needed to have a header to let you know what this meant for E&M. E&M, we go over the 3 elements, which are diagnosis, data, and risk. And then you're supposed to look up your differences and read your last sentence is number 2, and then check your patient status. Where did they end up at the end of the day? The other side is going to be for all the rest of the questions. Don't read. Look at your answers first. Check out your coding irregularities. Look for your similarities. And out of your similarities, when you look those up, what is the difference? And that's it. But it's okay. Well, I'll make it work. I have a peppermint sticker coming too. That's going to be, because I'm going to have to individually take out the word peppermint and put the E here to fix the spelling issues manually myself. And then I got a sticker that's just a picture of a peppermint that I'll replace right there. So, and then I've got my little logo I'm going to put right here. So anyway, they come with cups and they come lids and they come with straws, and I'm just going to give these out, all 50 of them that I ordered for free to everybody. So I don't know, one a day. I don't know what we're going to do, but I'll ship them all out to you guys and let y'all have them, whoever wants them. So we'll have contests or something for all those. But anyway, it's a hot mess, but I got them all. You had to come see the cups. Yeah, they're a little hot mess. I can't believe she went through and individually stuck individual letter stickers for every single word. I'm just amazed by how much time this would have taken her. But it's okay. I'll get them fixed. So, Yeah, the concept is okay. We will work on them and get y'all's input before we make final things. But these are a good start. All right, guys, back to YouTube and let's get some practice questions done. I got a few anatomy questions. I did not make up any new questions for tonight. These are all going to be repeat questions from, I don't know, the last 2 years. I just brought up all my anatomy quiz is all on one Word document. I have 11,000 words on this piece of paper. And then I brought up all my E&Ms and I brought up my compliance and regulatory and something else. But these are repeat questions y'all may have seen at some point in the last 2 years. I just haven't had time. Between my real job audit, I have not even been sleeping. And finishing this Integumentary thing. The notes are so good, guys. They're going to be so good. I mean, I know y'all on YouTube can't see this, but that's a page from Integumentary I've been working on. They're so pretty. They're going to be so good. So, yep, lots of notes. Oh, let me get back. All right, there we go. But yes, I'm super happy with the way Integumentary section's coming out. And I got half a musculoskeletal done, but I'm not going to be done with it before Sunday. I'm sorry. But anyway, let's do some anatomy real quick. What is considered a partial thickness wound, guys? You love the cups, Twinkle. Well, good, you're getting one. And I think I'm going to send you the one with the misspelling on it. It's funny. Sentence. Because it was raining so hard, you lost power. And guess what? It hasn't been raining for over 3 weeks here in Clearwater. And now it's going to rain tomorrow. Oh, no, Kathy. Bless your heart. Hopefully you got a free retake, though. That would be amazing. You know, at least you got to see the exam. You'll know better what to expect. I know it's super stressful to get up and get dressed and get there and then have something like that happen. But it's like fate or something. I'd view that as a win because I got to see the exam and I'd be highlighting some codes, man. And that way I could audit them when I got home. Hopefully they gave you a free retake. Don't cry. No crying. I got you. Follow those simple rules that I have on my cups. You know? You're going to be okay. Now you got to do it 3 times. That's awesome. Kathy, all right. On this particular question, sorry if I didn't get to your messages or chats. Twinkle here and Go-Kart and all the other mods are here to help out too. What is considered a partial thickness wound? Thank you, Tay-Tay, for the donuts. Love it. Wish I had some donuts. I gotta check on my kid real quick. He's being way too quiet. Jay go outside? Yeah. Okay, and did Vinny come over? Oh, Lord. All right. I'm watching. There was a foodie thing at the downtown Miracle Mile thing today. Yeah. I don't know if it'll be there tomorrow, but they got the whole food court, like all the little street vendors and all kinds of stuff set up at Miracle Mile tonight. Oh, really? I don't know if it's going to be going on tomorrow. Yeah. I have to check it out on Facebook and see. My kid went outside playing. That's why it's so quiet. My mom just got here too, so I said hello to her. All right. Which one is partial thickness? Is it A, B, C, or D? We got damage does not, damage does not. Then we got tissue damage involving, and then soft and moist devitalized tissue. Everybody saying A here. YouTube, my chat is just not showing up for some reason on this sheet. My son is going to kill me. Everybody's saying A. Perfect. What is the prudential nerve? Does it send movement? Is it the most inferior portion of your cranial fossa? Is it interconnected? What's going on with that prudential nerve? I wonder what in the world is going on with my chat. How do you do that? They're calling it a URL. Huh. Sends movement. Yeah. Perfect. What about when a patient is having a tenotomy performed on the abductor? Where are we at? Foot, arm, leg, or hand? I have 224 questions on this Word document. Good gracious. I figured it'd been more. We got A also with this one. 3 A's in a row. Fracturing. This bone is where? Skull, shoulder, pelvis, or leg? C, our hip pelvic area. Perfect. These are all types of what? Thank you guys on TikTok for all the taps of the screen. I got almost 7,000 taps. And thank you for the shares. Thank you for the thumbs up on YouTube too. Yep, all hernias. Perfect. According to this guideline here, exasperation of asthma or COPD is uncomplicated, worsening, an infection, or a condition. B, worsening. Perfect. Complete the series of airflow from the lungs, nose, trachea, bronchi to what? What goes next? Usually people get this one wrong, if they're going to get anything wrong. B is correct. Good job. All right, let's see. I want to go to compliance next. Let me switch it here for YouTube. And then we're going to do E&M. Where are you at? That's not helpful. The Word document. Compliance. Sorry guys, hold on. YouTube's giving me problems. Close that. Sure. All right. Come on. My son is going to kill me. There we go. Compliance. He's going to be so mad at me. Because I switched stuff around. Okay. Which oversight organization has begun investigating telefraud? You know, we had a insurgent of telemedicine happening during COVID. So much so that they think there might have been a lot of things billed as office visits that shouldn't be. So they're demanding copies of everything. What do we think on this one? OIG. Very good. What year did HIPAA become law? Thank you, Twinkle. (1996). High Tech provides blank day window during any violation not due to willful neglect may be corrected without a penalty. Who gets to decide willful neglect is one thing. Good job, Sherry. What about this one? How many day? How long of a window do we get? B. It is our 30. Which provider is not a mid-level provider? This is the one that some people get wrong. Thank you for the 7,000 likes on TikTok. C, actually, our anesthesiologist. PAs, nurse practitioners, they get to do, okay, think about it this way. Out of these, who gets to do, where's my drawing tool? Who gets to do the 3 elements of MDM, right? Who gets to do the 3 elements of MDM? The anesthesiologist is the only one that doesn't do the MDM, right? Think about it that way. Which statement is true of reporting codes that describe symptoms and signs? They are definitive. They are a part of a disease. Code each when a diagnosis is not available, or always code signs and symptoms first. There we go. That's what I needed to do. That's cool. I finally figured it out. A little bit. It's just not centered correctly, but that's okay. At least I can see it. See, we are going to code each symptom when a diagnosis is not available. That's the only time. Who's responsible for enforcing HIPAA? Oops, not Z, A. I didn't want to do the space after the A, or it changes the format of the whole page. It's a pain in the butt, that auto formatting stuff. OCR, and that one was A. Keyword enforcing. How many components are included in an effective compliance plan? Oh, this is a CPMA question. And questions like these, I just write them down in the CPT book, either at the end of the book where we have those 4 blank pages, or in the front of the book where the pages are labeled XV, XI, those pages. I just keep them organized where I can find them. How many components there are? 7. Always remember Harry Potter's, magical number. There's 7 Horcruxes. It's just a magical number. Anyway, 7. All right, let's go to E and M. quiz real quick. Get rid of the compliance. And we'll do E&M. E&M. Did it change here for YouTube too? It did, I think. Yay. Although, good gracious, showing the whole page. That's really weird. Boy, my son's going to kill me. Because he had moved all that where you didn't have to see all the top part. Oh well. I'll get him to fix this. But he'll be mad. Alright. And chat went away again. Good gracious. Don't know how to fix it this time. Oh well. All right. Check what kind of code is R99231. If you've already read the question, you're doing it wrong. Go figure out what these codes are first. So we've got subsequent hospital, admit hospital, and we've got admit and discharge hospital, same day, which is also observation, but so we're just going to check our patient's status. Read your last sentence. What E&M code is done for this visit? Okay. What we did was patient is not safe to return home, so they're still there. What would we be? They're not got discharged. They're definitely not an admit, right? Because the patient's been there the last 2 days. So we are definitely subsequent hospital. How many of you got that one right? How many picked up A? My son is 30 years old, the oldest. And then I have a 14 and a 13-year-old. They're going to, yeah. 30-year-old kids definitely have opinions. I can still wrangle and my tweens, but ooh. My IT department of this partnership here is going to be mad at me. E&M, a lot of the new codes depend on time and, what did she say? And MDM, is that right? No. MDM, well, the level of your office visit On a lot of the CPT codes, but not always, it depends on whether your patient is new or established first. That does not happen in ER codes. So if a patient's in the ER, we don't have to worry about that. In consult codes. Some of the consults don't, I don't think. Then the next factor is time spent with the patient, or critical care doesn't include new or established either, or MDM. It's an or thing. We only need one of these. We don't need both. Your doctor can document, I saw Sally Sue today and I spent 20 minutes with her. And that's it. And you can bill it off of time. Now, if the doctor chooses to state that I saw Sally Sue for her UTI, and she also has diabetes, which is type 2, which is not at expected level or not meeting expectations. I gave her a 7-day RX for her UTI, and I reviewed her previous lab work, previous labs. I told her to follow up in 3 months with new labs, gave her an order, and I told her to not get into the hot tubs or take baths, to quit bath bombing, and to only take showers between now and then to relieve UTI symptoms, and to be sure and go to the bathroom after intercourse. And we'll see her back in 3 months. To do the visit that way, we're going to use our 3 elements of MDM. Our first element is her problems that we addressed today. Number 2 is the data we reviewed, which was her labs. And then number 3 is the risk based off the prescription that I wrote her. I know she's got diabetes, so I have to make sure that whatever antibiotic I give her doesn't drive up her diabetes, all that kind of stuff. And if I tell her not to take baths, is there a risk versus showers? People fall in showers, people fall in bathtubs, they do all that kind of stuff. But anyway, risk factors were all considered. And then we can pick an MDM. So it's not both, it's or. Now, in critical care, we have to have time only. We can't have an MDM. That doesn't do us any good in critical care. Some of our E&M management codes, like if they have a chronic disease and we're billing for 90 days management or case management from the nurse's point of view, those are time-based, gathered over the whole 30 days, and those are only time-based. So it all depends on your patient status always. Depends on whether you can use your MDM, or depends on whether you can use your time, or one or the other, or both. Oh my Lord.
Me, Grandma, and Vinny are going to go to the dollar store. Do you want anything? Also, I got them out.
Chocolate covered marshmallow cookies.
Okay. There's also nothing in the mail.
Nothing in the mail. Okay. Y'all be nice to Grandma.
Okay.
Grandma's taking them to the Dollar General store. Do I want anything? Heck yeah. Chocolate covered marshmallow cookies. They got some good ones there. I must be hormonal. All right. Hopefully that answers your question. Thank you, Amanda, for subscribing to the TikTok family. You are awesome. You are going to get entered in for a contest that I have this week for free notes or free workshops, all that kind of stuff. You get entered into everything. Not that I've had any contest up. It's been really, really crazy this month because of my annual audit. The 1 day a year that I have to go into work is coming up soon too. I made sure it was on a Tuesday so that I do not affect you guys' free lessons on Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. But it's coming up next week, so I do have to go into the work, man. I haven't been there in a year. So it's fun to go back into the office and see everybody and say hello, and people don't know who in the heck I am, and yeah, get to see my annual auditor. She has a PhD in auditing. We have to contract out to her. She's independent from our medical group, and she is just a medical auditor. She is born from Russia, so she has a very thick accent, but wears hats and gloves and dresses like the Queen of England. Fascinating lady. She works for CMS, does a lot of stuff in Washington, D.C. too, and travels around auditing medical groups for compliance and regulatory standards. And I'm solely responsible for her audit. And that's what I do for my job, but it's really neat to talk to her and visit with her. And I want my PhD too, just like her in auditing. So I've been working towards that. So I'm excited to go visit with her this year. Last year, she got a speeding ticket on the way to the office. So I'm hoping this year will be a better day for her. I could not imagine being an officer and seeing the Queen of England in a car with her hat and gloves and everything and giving her a ticket. She got one. All right. What kind of codes are these? We've got 2 consult codes, right? And then we have 2 ER codes. Thank you for the flowers. You are awesome. Thank you, Mama girl. Good to see you. No more dreams about you lately. That's good. Not that I've been sleeping. I stayed up for 24 hours. So proud of myself. We were working hard. But I was like, I'm not tired. I cannot go to sleep right now. That's so weird. But anyway, I slept good last night. We've got modifiers here that could make some differences here. 32 or 57. That's sometimes easier to look at than the CPT code differences. 32 is mandated service, and 57 is decision for surgery. Did we have a decision for surgery? We can look from the bottom up and see if there's anything in there. We do have the squirrel being scheduled for surgery on the next day, so I would keep the 57s. That'll help out to get rid of at least 2 answers, but it's still going to leave you with, are they in the ER or is this a consult code? What does the last sentence say we're doing? We are an E&M service for the plastic surgeon. So, do plastic surgeons often bill emergency room visits? Is that who you're going to see when you walk in with your broken leg or your asthma attack? Are you going to see a plastic surgeon? No. No. You're going to see a plastic surgeon only if a consult is called from one physician to another physician to see that patient. So, the only words you needed from this whole question was next day for the surgery, right there, and to read your last sentence. If you read any of this, you're wasting your time, and you should not have read any of that during your exam. When you're doing this, you need to look up your differences between the codes, figure out what you want to look for in the question, and start from the bottom up. Don't go any further than to find those answers. Because all this is propaganda that they put in there to confuse you. And it's going to say, of course, it's going to say the patient was in the ER 15,000 times to make you want to code an ER visit. But all that you should have never even seen. That's the way you pass this exam, is don't go looking for things that you don't need to look for. Only look at the differences in the answers. So first thing is, we have a 68 or we have 3 65s. You know, I don't like to do the process of elimination just by looking at the numbers, but this one I might do because 3 of the answers have the same answer in them. So I could probably know that it's not going to be a 68, but if I do go to my 68 code, we'll see that we have, don't we have a do not? Or is that for the 65 code? Let's check that out. Ebook. Vitasaurs. Don't forget about your place of service codes. If you don't know where this piece of paper is, it's in the very front of your CPT book. Super handy dandy to know. They may ask you if we are doing an office visit on a patient for psychiatric services, what is our status code? And they may call it just a service code is actually what they may say, not status, but what is our service code for psychiatric services? You need to know where to find this piece of paper for that particular answer. Anyway, let's go see about our do's and do nots on these codes. Lots of guidelines with these codes. And then 468. We've got initial and neonate critical care, admit, NICU per day for a newborn, 28 days or less. Our 65. Is birthing center. Where are we at? Are we in a birthing center or is our patient already admitted into NICU? That's our differences. So we're going to look from the bottom. What is appropriate code for the neonatologist? Neonatologist attended the birth. So we know we're in the birthing center. Super helpful there. There's a guideline tied to this. 2. We have a do not. We can't code our 65 with our 64 because they're 2 birthing center codes. And our baby was in the birthing center at one time and then they got transferred up into NICU. Right here. So we got our NICU code. If we're going to bill for 2 E&M visits, what do we need to have with it? Only one answer has that. Modifier 25 is correct, Zeta. Good job. Yep. Even without reading one question or looking up any CPT codes, if you just concentrated on just your answers and saw that first, you could just pick D and move on with your day. Just so you know. I mean, all those are wrong. Probably a pretty chicken thing to do, pretty scary, but you could. Super handy to notice. Oh no, we got another squirrel. Rabbit means doctor, by the way. Squirrel is patient. Who's that? Who's that? What happened? We got Twinkle gifting another membership. Who's going to win? It'll be on YouTube. Somebody's going to win a free membership. Who won? Hida. Oh, good. I was hoping she'd win. Yay. Can you please increase the font? I can. Yeah, because I didn't prep anything. Everything is super small. I think these codes got deleted. Huh. Oh, 8 after, that's why. No. We're going to change that to 0. There we go. Ooh, hate that. So much editing going on involved in all these Word documents. Lots of typos, I'm sure. If not you, if me. 54 minutes. Anything over 54 always gets the 417, I mean. So we know our answer's A on that one. And time was just involved. That's all. Ooh, look at that tiny font. Lord help. Let's try that. That's better. All right. What is our 53 code? That is a hospital consult. There's our admit hospital, subsequent hospital, and our admit and discharge. Hospital versus observation. If you can't do that in E&M out of your head for these codes, and also with the 243 codes too, I'd suggest y'all get some like little flashcards and get to know those intimately. It will help you out so much during the exam just to know the differences in these codes right here. Super helpful. That's office consult. If you just practice to where you knew that, that would help y'all out in E&M so much. I figured that out after I said it out loud. Go Kart, sorry. Don't forget, after you figure out what your differences are, where are we going next? The last sentence, right? The last sentence says they want us to code for the following day. So, would a following day have an admit and discharge all in the same day? Would an admit have a following day? Would a consultation be a following day? The only following day we got is subsequent hospital, right? Thank you so much for all the donuts. Anointed, good to see you. I've missed you this week. Good to see you. Hey, Lisa, thank you for the roses. You're awesome. I really appreciate it. So super helpful. You can see how doing exactly what I've said, go to the answers first, figure out your differences. Don't look for similarities in E&M. What you do is look up your differences. Then you go down to the last sentence. What are they wanting me to code? Because a lot of times they give you all this fluff and you're going to assume what you think you're going to be coding if you read all that. Don't be reading none of that. Only go down to the last sentence and read the last sentence. They wanted us to do a following day. Following day does not mean admit days. It does not mean discharge days. It does not mean consults. And then I didn't have to read all the propaganda. Super, super helpful. All right. Integumentary. We see a little bit of integumentary before we do a workshop on it. Maybe. I don't know if I can get this thing to work. That's the nurse visit, E&M. There we go. Okay, but I got my margins wrong. Just a second. Nope. Here. Margins. Ooh. That did not help any at all. Oh, Lord. Okay. That's not what I meant either. I'm working on it. Right here. Oh, yeah. That's good. Okay, one more thing. Get that tail end back into play where we can see it. There we go. Finally. All right. A little bit of integumentary. These are really cool because if you know, you know. The only thing you need to worry about when you see numbers in integumentary is if I'm doing a repair, I'm going to add. Anything else, no adding. So, this doesn't say a kid fell off a bike, off a motorcycle, chainsaw cut themselves up. It doesn't say we're repairing tissue. We're talking about lesions or things we're removing that need to go away. So as long as it's not a repair, we're not adding anything. So no add. Super easy. So if we have one measurement, another measurement, and another measurement, we know we have to code each measurement. So, what's our answer? We have 1, 2, 3 measurements. That means we need to have 3 CPT codes. We know our answer without reading any words at all is going to be C. Good job, Roche. Good job. We got chat back again. So funny. So when I see this, I think, first off, without reading anything right here, what's the differences between my integumentary and my musculoskeletal? When it comes to integumentary issues, everything that we repair or cut off on the skin goes in integumentary unless it's a mass, a shooting victim, a stabbing, or a lipoma. If I can remember that, then I know by looking at this one word that I'm going to be in musculoskeletal because it's either a mass, a lipoma, a shooting, or a stabbing victim. I don't know why I put an F there. I was thinking about a female stabbing a male. Maybe that's why. Anyway, I'm definitely hormonal if I'm thinking about stabbing someone and asking for chocolate. All right, so if I get rid of that integumentary, the two that are alike when I look for similarities are those two, because they're only one numerical number away from each other. So let's just grab these two and go see what our differences are. All right. So our differences are just if I'm bigger than number 3. And you don't have to remember the smaller number. Just remember the biggest number of the first CPT code, because it gets confusing with all these numbers. Like if we were doing something that was, I don't know, super different. If it was like 1.3 to 2.2, and then the next code was, whatever else, it's just gets really confusing when you have two numbers that are different. The best thing to do is not worry about the first number at all. Just keep the second number in your head, because anything bigger than that is going to be the 31. Anything smaller than that is going to be the 30. That way you're not having to remember a range of 1.2 to 2.2. Just remember 2.2. Anything less than that is going to be the other code. Anything higher is going to be the other code. So that's the way I do it. All right, so 3 is our number. Let's go back to our question. So anything bigger than 3, let's go look for our number. We've got just the number 6. So all we needed was this word and that number. The rest of this question we don't read. We don't need nothing out of that. And we know that our answer is B for that question. Make sense? Anointed saying hello to you guys on TikTok. Twinkle and Go-Kart. They may be watching from YouTube too. I forgot to look here. So here's another one. Remember what I told y'all, that masses, lipomas, gunshot wounds, stabbings go musculoskeletal, artery veins go here, and repairs or excisions go in integumentary. So we look at our first word and we see gunshot wound. We know right away our answer is just A, and we can move on. You ain't got to read none of that other mess. I love it when we have some things are in integumentary, some things are in musculoskeletal, because it's like I can figure out the answer really, really quickly. Right there. All right. This one will be different, of course, because it's all in integumentary. So when all the CPT codes are under the same section, this is where we're going to look for our similarities first. We're looking for numbers that are super similar. So I'm going to start off with just the first number, 1111, all the way down. And then we have one weirdo that's a 1, and then the rest of these are 999. So I'm going to get rid of that one. And then I've got one that's just a 3, but the other ones are 1s. So I'm going to get rid of that one too. Now I've gotten myself down to a 50-50 shot. This is where I'm going to look up my differences. Okay? Step 2. So we're going to copy that code. We're going to go look at our CPT codes. And we're going to go look at the difference between the 20 and the 25. And that's the only thing that we're going to go look for in the CPT, or in the question, once we figure out what our one-word differences are on these. So our 20 is an excision of a whole bunch of stuff. Don't just think that it's just a removal of a cyst from a breast, because it's not. It's also any fibrous tissue, any other benign or malignant tumors. It's also going to include the excision of inherent breast tissue, which is just the area around it, all the milk ducts, the nipple, the areola, everything. Male or female, it doesn't matter. It's removing a whole bunch of crap. So it's not just excision of cyst. Don't just think that automatically. It's everything. And it's usually the initial excision of something from a breast. First time we've ever excised something. The difference between it and the 25. 25 usually had a previous surgery, even though they're not really saying that here, they're saying identified by preoperative placement. What those fancy words together really means is that there was another procedure done before you got to this breast today. And when they saw that patient before, they put in a marker. It could be blue stain, it could be a chemical, it could be a wire, it could be... Oh, where's my notes? Where's my 1-9? I just did these like at 2 in the morning the other day. I was marking up some more stuff. 219 9125 125. Yeah, the methane blue seeds. That's the word I was looking for. Seeds, like seeds you feed to a bird out in your backyard. Seeds. So, if the doctor describes in their question that they got to the tumor and the tumor was identified by marker seeds, wires, then you know it's going to be 25. If the doctor just palpated and removed a nodule or whatever on his own and doesn't mention anything about having a marker, went to the area where it was marked, then you know you're the other one. So let's go back to our Word document. Yep. So we're going to check out our question from the bottom up, of course, and we're looking to see if they got down to the marker or to the nodule. Was that nodule identified by a marker, or did the doctor just identify it on their own? That's what you're looking for. Do we see anything about seeds, methane blue, wires? If we don't, we know we're 20. If we do see something about a marker, then we're 25. Thank you, Twinkle. It does. The process of elimination works for ICD-10 too and HitPix. The only difference is on ICD-10, if I have a T21.3, a T21.4, a T21.9, and a T22.3. I might not consider the 9 because those are usually unspecified or unlisted codes. So even though I would get rid of the 22, I might, here in this situation, also get rid of the 0.9 because those are, the 9s always seem to indicate unspecified codes. So I would just keep the 3 and the 4, and that's the differences that I would look up. Not that you can see what I wrote, but yeah. So also consider to remember, in general, a lot of times the answer's not going to end in 9 when you're dealing with ICD-10 codes. That's helpful to know. That way you're not going all the way back there. I just need to know the differences between the 3 and the 4 here. This one does not have any markers, so it is just a 20. If you have time, can you go over the diagram on page 105 for CPT book, please? Is that the 2022 or 2023? Let's see. 105? So, rule of 9 is what's going on here. I wish I could draw on here. But when we're born, our head is the biggest thing on our body, and it will equal up to 19% body surface area of what was burned if we're an infant. But as we get older, our other body parts start to catch up. So it will end up being less amount as we get older. When we're older, you can see that if our trunk was burned, you can see that that equals up to 13% of our body surface area burned, when it was only 7 if our head was burned, right? But when we're a baby, if our head got burned, it's 19%, where if it's an adult, it's just 7%. So that's what they're trying to attempt to do. Do we have to, in the CPC exam, know whether an arm or a leg being burned on a particular age of a patient equals up to a certain percentage of what was burned? No, they're going to tell us. What we do need to know is whether our ICD-10 code, that is going to be those differences, like that T thing that I was just showing you guys, the T21.3 and the T22.4, those diagnosis codes might be 3rd degree burns at 3% of the body surface, and then the other one might be 5%. Knowing that it's only adding the 3rd degree burns and not the total body surface burns, which might include 2nd and 1st degree burns included, because our total body surface burn could be 10%, but our diagnosis codes that are the difference between the two answers are only the 3rd degree burns. So the 3rd degree burns, and it'll list it in the question, covered 2%. Our 1st degree burns is 4%, and then our 2nd degree burns were also 4%. So, and it'll say in our question that total body surface was 10%. And some people might pick the diagnosis code for T21.4, that is our 10% burn, because they didn't notice that it was only 3rd degree burns in that particular question, and we should have only done the 2%. Anyway, just knowing that what section you're under in the diagnosis is super helpful, but that's what this lovely little chart is all about, for sure. In this, it's just trying to describe how much of a percentage is all burned. So, yeah. trying to do the graphs and all that stuff. I hate that they put the burn chart in between the destroying of of excisions. That burn chart should be way over here because we're under destruction. This ain't got nothing to do with burns. Smack in the middle of it. It should go way over here where all the burns are. This is ablation. This is excision. Our burn stuff is somewhere else. Yes, my child.
This is what we could find.
Thank
We
you.
got snowballs, and then we got the Hershey chocolate bunnies.
Thank you.
We couldn't find the marshmallow-filled cookies.
Yeah, they're up on the top shelf, but that's okay. Those will work. They're chocolate-covered marshmallows, Hershey's, and snowballs. They brought banana. Bunny, not banana, bunny. And then a whole box of snowballs. I've done so good on Miss Edwards' diet, y'all. If y'all don't know, on Instagram, I've got one of my students we follow. It's called According to Trend, and she's awesome. I met her about a year and a half ago, and I've been following her diet thing. And y'all, look at that. This is before I knew Miss Edwards, and this is what I know now that I know Miss Edwards. 139.6. And right here, I was 206 when I met her. Isn't that awesome? Yeah. And this was just in June of 2022. So almost 200 right there. So in less than a year, right, 9 months, I've lost whatever that is. It's really good. So if y'all are not following her, she's awesome. I love her juicing. There she is. Look, I just hit my Instagram and she pops right up. According to Trend, she's awesome. And you just replace a meal with fruit juices. And I can't be as fancy as her as buying all that fruit and then running it through the machines and stuff. I just have one of those bullet things that chews everything up. And so I go to Walmart, or I have them deliver frozen chopped up fruit already. It's in a bag. And then I just throw it in my bullet, and I've replaced a meal with that. And then I just have protein for lunch and another snack for dinner, and that's it. It helped out so much. But yeah, y'all got to see her. She's awful inspiring. She's one of my ducks. We got to get her to pass her CPC, but she's awesome, guys. She's awesome. I love it. Yep, it's awesome. 9 months. Yeah, it's been great. I love it so much. And I just buy the frozen, chopped up, already prepared little chunks of fruit in bags from Walmart, and I just chew them up and then make kind of like an icy slushy for breakfast in the morning. Love it. Yep. Love it. All right. Where are we at? Integumentary. Just as, I inspire you guys and try to help so much for you guys to pass the exam. Y'all's little things that y'all do in your lives are inspiring to me too. And I love hearing what y'all are doing too in y'all's lives. And, she helped me and I'm helping her, and I think it's great. But I'm going to eat me a chocolate bunny tonight. All right. We've got 2 codes that are in the 14s, I see, and I'm not worried about none of this mess yet. Just take it 1 code at a time before you read any of this, before you go anywhere else. Just go look at your differences. And then we have the 16s. What's our differences between the 14 set of codes? What's your header? And what's the difference between the 16s? What's our differences? What's her name on Instagram? According to Trin, ACCORDINGTOTREN. Let me see if I can write that down in YouTube for you guys. She's awesome. She's from Florida. So anybody in Florida needs a study buddy? She's awesome. Thank you, Clarice. And that's her real kitchen. She films all this stuff in her front yard and backyard. And it was really funny. They had some colder weather in Florida, and she had these big iguana, they look like Jurassic Park things falling out of the trees, like frozen in her backyard. And then in the middle of the day, they'd warm up and then scurry off. But they're outrageous looking. Like, girl, we got scorpions and stuff out here in Arizona, but at least we don't got lizards, like Jurassic Park lizards falling out of trees. My goodness. Y'all are brave in Florida. That thing's scary. So our differences are benign and malignant. When we have basal cell carcinoma, you know we have malignant. So without reading anything but just the first few words and looking only at the first code, we know right away that we can get rid of the 14s. Super nice way of doing these questions, because you're not going to get something wrong if you take it one at a time. Our code differences between the 06 and the 02 is probably just a size. What's the biggest thing that we took off? And go look up your size. We did a 4.3 by 2, right? Is that going to go in our 06 or our 02? And that will tell you the answer. I think that's a pretty big lesion, so I bet it's going to be our B without looking up the CPT code. Differences? Yep, we are a B. That's all you got to do with these questions. Take it one code at a time, one difference at a time, and don't worry about all that other mess that comes in after it. You didn't need to look up all those codes. No reason to. Every single every single answer starts out with a different code. Great. Wonderful. And we did not do the process of elimination with that one. All right, we've got every code starting off with the same code. Not having to worry about that. If we're still looking for our similarities, B and C have similar codes. Our only difference is an 04 versus a 44. So I would keep B and C just because I bet they're only asking, do I know those differences? Size, again, is the difference. Are we teeny tiny or are we big? An 8 centimeter lesion is big. So I would pick C and move on with my day without looking at anything. If it was me doing this question, what do you guys think? Miss Edwards also shows off some of these crazy fruits I've never heard of or seen before. Love it. I got way more energy now too. Something about the fruit sugars are so much better for you than like candy sugars. That one is our C. You guys try out this one. What would we keep for our process of looking for similarities on this one? Which answers are we going to go look up? Yep, location can play a role. I'd keep, of course, D, A, and C because they're all in a row there. Super, super easy. The difference is, are we sub-Q, muscle, or bone? When your differences are this, don't start looking for sub-Q and don't start looking for muscle. The first thing you need to do is do them in reverse order, because if you're in the body, right, your first outer layer is sub-Q, and then your next layer is muscle, and then the next layer is bone. So to get to bone, you have to go through the sub-Q layer, the muscle, and the bone to get there. So you don't want to go searching for sub-Q because sub-Q is going to be in every single one of the answers, because you have to go through sub-Q level to get to muscle, to get to bone. You don't want to go looking for muscle first, because to get to bone, you have to go through the sub-Q and the muscle area. So start them in reverse. Look for anything that might mention bone. If they do mention bone, then great, you know your answer is the 44. If they don't, but they do mention a muscle, then you know your answer is going to be A. And then if you don't see any words that match up with muscle or bone, then you can accept your subcutaneous level. Best way to do those kind of questions. Do we see anything down to the bone? I think we do. I'm sorry about the font too on this. Probably would have been nicer to have it a bigger font. I keep forgetting. Could have been Aaron, but the way I looked at the question and the way I looked at the answers, that's how I come up with the correct answer on that one. Is it correct based off my assumptions that the difference is smaller number and a bigger number? No, but I still got to the correct answer. I'm just telling you how I would answer these questions, how I come up with the correct answer each time, what's going through my head when I look at these. I still get there. It's confusing, but I got there. So I think this one goes all the way down to the bone, so we're definitely going to keep our C for this one. Ooh, E&M and Integumentary together. Nice. But they're all the same answer, so we don't have to worry about the E&M. So we've got somebody in the ER. We've got somebody with something small, again, is my assumption. Whether I'm correct or not, don't know, but that's what I'm thinking in my head. And something big. Would I be doing something small or would I be doing something big? So I'm going to skim my answer. And we're doing repairs. Repairs get to be added, right? somebody who falls off of something and lacerates themselves, you know you're doing a repair. Extremities go together is one of the things we know. We've got a left leg of 5. And her right arm and left leg measuring 5 each. So that's 2. So I just honed in on the biggest thing because that's a 3. That's a 6. But the chin is unilateral. Arms and extremities is what I like to do first. That's going to be 10 centimeters. I know that's big. So already, and if you know a little bit about integumentary, you wouldn't code a 14 before a 34 anyway, because you're going to do your bigger procedures before you do your smaller procedures. You want to see all the numbers to be bigger than smaller than smallest. So technically, I would get rid of A. I would get rid of C. Now I just need to know, can I bill for this or not? Would I bill 3 CPT codes here, or would I bill 2 codes here? And they're probably trying to get me down here at the bottom to code those adhesive strips, which we know are included in an E&M visit if you know your guideline. Any glues or any strips, like steri strips, are included in any E&M visit, so we would not bill for that. So I would pick D without reading much more at all, because I would, and a lot of times if it's a difference between 3 codes or just 2, we're just going to bill the 2. Thank you, Anointed. Thank you, Go-Kart. These questions just as fast as some of you. Good night, Lacey. I'm reading. I can't wait to be able to look up these codes as fast as you do. Me too. It takes practice. It takes practice. It does. It's not something that happens overnight, but once you start practicing enough, it will come to you faster. It's just getting over that first hump of seeing what I'm seeing and then knowing where to look. So if I was doing this one, I would get rid of that 25 because the rest are in the 30s. And then the 31 and the 32 are super close. I would look up those differences, see what they are, and just look for those differences here and pick up my answer. What do you guys think the answer is for this one? Try not to say too much. Yep, we have a guideline tied to that particular one before too, Rush. With the anytime you do cleaning on a single layer closure, means that you cannot code a single layer closure anymore. We have to code it as intermediate because we had to dig stuff out of it, clean it out. Irrigation, debridement, anything like that. If it's single layer, it automatically turns into an intermediate. What do you guys think on this one? And remember, our masses are coated in musculoskeletal. So are lipomas, gunshot wounds, and stabbings. They're all in musculoskeletal, so we're into the right header. Just in case one of these was integumentary, anytime you see the word mass, it's different than excision of a lesion. Mass means muscle. We're going to be in muscles. They also called it a lipoma. Oh, they did one of those as well, and a lipoma. A mass and a lipoma. Cool. Or they called it a mass. And then they got into it and found out it was a lipoma. Yeah, that's what they did. Everybody saying C? C is correct. Good job. We've got two that are in the 40s. The only difference is the modifiers. What is our 78 and 58? 58 is staged. 78 is unplanned. Ooh, let me increase that font. Two days ago, had something done, goes back to the OR. It's definitely not staged. Nobody wants to go back to the ER. And this is just fluid buildup. That's what seroma means, fluid. Defining these terms, you'll see this word in some of the CPT code descriptors. And if you didn't know it was just fluid buildup, you could go right in that definition right above it. That's what I do in my CPT book, is make notes of what do some of those words mean. There's our questions and answers. What do you think? Am I in the right header? Am I where we should be? B. I needed to move. It was our outlier. Why is that? How would you know what was the right answer? How would you know you were in the wrong area here? Let's go to our ebook. Every once in a while, it's not our similarity. It could be a different one, but these are all super close. So it wouldn't have been any different to look and be super close. 40 is an IND, so is 80. 60 is the only one that says puncture. What did we do to the patient today? We did a puncture, which is again right there in that last sentence of our question. So if we didn't do an IND, we didn't do it under the wrong one. What we did is we just poked a hole in it and squeezed it out. So this one was B, 60. Because it's the only one that says puncture. Good job, go-kart. All right, guys, I hope this was helpful. Sorry to my oldies but goodies students that were here and have probably seen all these questions. Happy St. Patrick's Day. I think it's St. Patrick's Day. Is it? I think it is. But I hope this was helpful. I went over more of like a concentrated area of what's going on in my mind during these, what you should be looking for. I just hope it was helpful to some of the new people at least. We will be doing a workshop on Sunday, 3 hours, 75 questions, because that's what we have to do if it was our CPC exam. So if you want to participate in that, you guys can just go to my website and join in on that, wherever my website is. I think it's over here. Yeah, yep. Yep. It's under tutoring and workshops at medicalcodingbyjen.com. I hope to see you guys there. If there is a financial need or some other issue and you want to join and just don't have the $12, just message me here on my website. I was emailing some people, but it is super hard to match up who you are with who you are on my website. It's really hard because people addresses. So you can, once you're logged on here, message me. So I've got messages all over the place, but message me on my medicalcodingbyjen.com website if there is a need. I have some what I call grant money. It's TikTok money and YouTube money that if you have a need, I don't mind. Y'all, I'll give you the link. Just message me on my website so that I can include you in on it. But I need to know who you are on my website. If you have hooked up with me on the website but given a wrong email address just because you don't like sharing your email address, you will not get the link to be able to join either. So please make sure, even if you have to create a new account, whatever, make sure underneath your account you actually give me a legit email address, because I can't individually email everybody a link when your email address isn't accurate on the website. My account on my website, you can fix email addresses and all that kind of stuff right there. So just be sure when you're on my website, give me a legit email address. I don't spam you. I don't track you. I don't send you stuff unless you order from me, or I have a workshop coming up I email once a month. And that's it. So if y'all need anything, just let me know on the website. Super handy dandy there, but I need to have a way to communicate with you here that is something that you can find. Some email addresses that do not work are like EDUs, like your school emails, because they block so much stuff. And I'm sending you a website link, and EDU web email addresses don't seem to allow those emails to go through. Another stressful thing, just get a fake, Jen, the medical coder email address, and use that, something you rarely log on to, but that you can, and you remember what your password is, and that you can go into and get my spam if that's what you're worried about. But that's the most important thing, is me being able to reach you to send you the stuff, because the website does it automatically for me. And it's impossible to read every email and every message I get, because I'm just kind of a popular girl nowadays, I guess. But I'd love to see all that can and would like to participate in the workshop. And I hope to see you guys there. And I'm going to go finish working on this and finish taking some pictures of this integumentary section right here. I am rolling on this thing. I just got to finish taking the pictures and get that posted. It is so cool. I love it every year when I update them, because it just looks so cool and nice. And hopefully it's got more information from one year to the next that helps out even better. So I'm always happy to get that stuff out to you guys. You're welcome, Anointed. Thanks, Grace. Good night, guys. Thank you for the 10,000 likes on TikTok and the shares. Y'all are amazing. Of course, TikTok's already falling off. Where's my YouTube chat? What did I miss here? Anything? Thanks, Twinkle. Question about page 424. Okay, 424. 424. 424. CPT code 4865. Huh? What book are we in? 424, 4865. It says Microscope X. Just says it includes the use of microscope. So that's awesome. It's just, maybe I was trying to make a star, but made it an X. Don't know. But just wanted to let you know that 454, so that code 6999, where is it? It's at the end of neuro or eyes or ears. Where is that code? Must be the ears. Yeah. So on page 515 of your 2023 CPT book, the operating microscope, you'll note on that page it's got a list of codes from 15756 all the way to 0583T that tells you that those codes all include this microscope code. So one of the questions on the certification exam, we'll pick one of these codes and it will try to get you to add the 69990 code to it. You just need to know not to add it. So the codes, I went through and wrote something that just says it includes the use of microscope. 48. No, it's not. That's okay. I found it then at work in my coding coder, the coder, whatever that thing is. You put in the CPT code at your job and it'll tell you what modifiers to use with it, what not to use with it. I found this one as an extra one probably that says the microscope is in there. Would that info probably be on the CPC exam? No, because it's not in the CPT book, but it's kind of cool to know that that one already includes microscope, unless it's one of the dashes. But anyway, it just includes that particular microscope code already in it. I was checking all these codes. She's talking about the notes that I made in my 2023 for my female reproductive system, no, male reproductive system. I checked the codes with my job encoder thingy, which I haven't ever thought to do before, and added more info, like a lot of the do not use modifiers, 80, 62, 68, 81, or 82 on a lot of these codes in this section. I found that out in my encoder thingy, like on code 55200, we can't use modifiers 62 and 66. All that comes from my work kind of info. It's probably more than what you don't need for the CPC exam, but heck if it helps. I don't know. I'm hoping it does. But that's all. That's what that means. I don't know why I put the X there. No telling. But it includes microscope. So hopefully that's helpful. Hey MK, how's it going? Just ending the live. We've got a workshop coming up this Sunday. It's nice to be able to forget about the class now that you've passed, right, MK? You can always, since you're on YouTube, you can hit rewind all the way back. How's your mom? How's the house hunting? I hope everything's okay. I miss you too. How's the job hunting going? She's got so much going on in the world. I worry about you every day. I hope you're doing okay. Was just talking about the workshop for Sunday. I'm going to go in and see. I can't remember if I already have you entered into it, MK. If I don't, I'm going to add you now. I don't know if I remembered to book you. Toss you in there. Just in case you wanted to learn anything extra about integumentary, musculoskeletal. There she is. Yes, I still have 400 slots available, so there's plenty of slots. Let me send everybody a new email. Make sure they all got one. Just email everybody. Yes. Yay. Sent everybody an email. All right. For Practicode, there's a lot of errors. You're going to be, you can do it. It's just that there's a lot of errors in it, so be sure and Google the answers. I think there is right here, Quizlet. You see where it has Practium? I think they have, this is 75 questions or something or another. I think a lot of this is the answers to the what is that thing called? Practicode. I think the answers are available for you here. It's just when you enter them in, it might not want the dash. It might not want a space here. It might want 2 spaces of the space bar. Just figuring out the way to write in the answer needs to be a certain way. Even though they tell you to write the answer in a way it's incorrect, you'll figure it out, but it's a pain where you have the right answer down, but just because you didn't hit a space bar, you've got something wrong. That's not a reason to mark somebody incorrect on an answer. And then some of their answers aren't the right answer for the particular question. So the main thing is just to get it done and get that certificate or whatever they give you from AAPC, because that particular certificate says you have a year's worth of experience, and now you can start claiming that you have a year's worth of experience. So just go find the answers and get it done if you want to spend the money and you have it. So that's my advice. Since there's so many errors in it, it would be different if it really would give you real good experience to figure it out and work out the correct answers, because that would be really nice experience. But if there's so many errors in it, just in the formatting of how you put the answers in that is inconsistent, it's not going to help you with real experience if there's that many errors in it. But I know they're working on the issue, but it's a lot to fix. So anyway, that's my advice on that. I don't think there's any timers, except for the whole thing. You have to get it done within 12 months. I had people get it done. They did one, like there's 3 modules, right? So they did 1 module each month and got it done in 3 months. You could probably do it faster. Plus, in our Discord group, I have 2 chat rooms. For one of them's voice. So if you wanted to get on Discord and just talk to people and work out the questions and answers by talking to each other without seeing stuff, or chatting, finger chatting with the keyboard, then you can do that room, or you can go into the other room that has probably all the answers and questions in there too, because that's where people work out the questions and answers, is in that room. Yeah, if it has a lot of errors, it doesn't make any sense. But if you need that 1-year experience to get rid of your apprenticeship, then go for it. And just go Google all the answers, because they're out there. I think you can save the answers, yes, as you go, and then close the program and then open it back up. Yeah, I believe that is working. You're welcome. All right, guys.